Welcome to another Black Myth Wukong boss tutorial video, and in today's video we're at the end of chapter 3 taking down Yellowbrow. We're using the Spellbound Pilgrim build, which I'll go over more at the end of the video. First I want to show you some of the things to do and not to do and how I was able to defeat him. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. You're not going to be able to start with the Gorai Taoist as his first attack comes out too quickly. Instead, when the fight starts, run off to the side to dodge his initial attack, then you'll have time to use the Gorai Taoist and put yourself into Spellbinder to get into the fight. To do the most damage in this build, you want to be running around the arena while charging an attack. These are easiest to land against Yellowbrow when he's doing these kind of electric spells on the ground, and after you land your first one, it's going to knock him back, enough to where you should be able to get in a couple more attacks and maybe bring him down to half health already. But what you don't want to do is try to get off one of these attacks when he's doing his giant AoE attacks. They almost never land. It's best to just back away when he's doing these attacks and wait for him to go back to the slower lightning attacks he was doing. Now let me show you the actual fight. When it begins, the first thing we do is dodge his lightning mace attack. Now we'll have time to set out the Gorai Taoist. You want to try to get it somewhere in the middle of the arena if you can. He teleported to the other side of the room, but that's fine. We're just going to use our Spellbinder and get ready to whoop on him. Right after that, you can see he starts with one of his slower lightning attacks. That's perfect. This is when you want to start charging up an attack, running around the room, and then once you have 3 focus points, unleashing it on him. Don't forget to follow this initial attack up with some more attacks while he's on the ground recovering. Now once he gets up from this, I expect him to retaliate with an AoE attack, but he doesn't. He's going to teleport instead. So we're going to use this time to start charging up a heavy attack. Maybe we can take advantage and land this heavy attack when he reappears before he has time to get off his big AoE attack. Now after that second attack, he's definitely going to retaliate with some big AoE attacks. You don't want to be charging an attack and trying to hit him right now. You want to be running and dodging for your life, using your gourd to heal back up. Oh, and one thing I forgot to do was change out my curios after I used Spellbinder. There's no reason to have more mana at this point. Switch it to things that do more damage. You can also change out the Gorai Taoist. At this point, watch out for these electric rings. If these electric rings or his lightning attacks are a bit much for you, don't forget about shock quelling powder. Next time we see him going into this lightning attack, don't forget to start charging a heavy attack and sprinting towards him. This is your opportunity to hit him with these attacks. And now after 3 hits, we've taken his life down enough to where we can finish it with a light attack combo. Now at this point I thought the fight was over, but not quite. Turns out it's just one of his phases, and when he starts stomping around with electricity, he can kill you there, so be careful. For his next trick, he's going to scoop you up in his little sack, then you're going to have to go fight a monkey. The good news is at this point, if you die and come back out to the shrine, once you get back up to the door and go back in, you don't need to fight Yellowbrow again. You're going to go right into the second phase where you fight the monkey. The bad news is that this run around charge attack that we've been doing isn't going to work well on the monkey. He's just too quick and the animation takes too long. Almost every time I tried to chase him down with this and attack him, it missed. But I'm going to show you how to get around this. When the fight starts, after you use Spellbinder, instead of trying to run around the room and land an attack, just go up and fight him normal. Get a couple light attacks in, dodge when you can, and just work on building up your focus meter. If the monkey falls down like this, now use a heavy attack. There will be enough time for the animation before he gets back up and we can deal a ton of damage. After that, just go back to your regular attacks, get in a couple hits, dodge when you can, make sure you use your gourd, and try to hang out behind him for moments like this. Sometimes he'll freeze up and you can get in a few extra attacks. Other times he'll fly in the air and make duplicates. We just want to focus on building that focus meter. Just make sure you keep an eye out for him falling back on the ground. That's when you want to use your heavy attack. Use this strategy to take care of the monkey quickly. But we're not done with the fight yet. You need to finish the monkey and then transform into him. Once you transform into the monkey, you'll have a little section of running through some hallways and defeating some enemies before you get to this area where it's time to take Yellowbrow back on. The cool thing is you can attack him with the monkey for a little bit until he decides to yell, and then that's going to take you back out of your monkey form. When you transform back from the monkey, you're not going to have Spellbinder on, so honestly, I would just die and start over, because you'll start from phase 3 of the fight. Then you can get a fresh Gorai Taoist out there and use Spellbinder again. Just like in the first phase of this fight, we're waiting for him to do these slower electric moves so we can run around the room, charge up a full 3 focus attack, and hit him with it. Although this time his lightning attacks are a bit more ferocious. See how it's left lightning on the ground? Now every time you touch that, you're going to take more electric damage. It's very important here to have your shock quelling powder. In this next lightning attack, I figure I have time to get off a heavy attack, but now he has a new trick of being able to teleport. I found where he teleported to because he was giving a big long speech, so I just had to listen for him, and this was the perfect opportunity to now unleash that full 3 focus heavy attack on him. Now that we've taken 40% of his life, here's the bad news. He's going to scream, which holds us up in the air, and he gets to do free attacks on us for no reason.
Thou shalt with fear, or thou wilt never cease here. Behold my Mahavira horde! How can Mount Lingsa match its magnificence?
That was really unfair, and if you don't want to die from it, make sure you're always above half health. He can also now make these new electric cages on the ground. It seems like you're stuck in it, but after a little bit, you can actually just jump out of them. This has been a really nasty fight, but maybe we have a moment now to do a full 3-focus heavy attack. No, he teleported. And after he teleported this time, he started giving another speech, so that gave us another opportunity to charge up a full 3-focus heavy attack and nail him with it. After that though, he gets pretty cranky, he's going to do his AoE attacks, let's back off and heal up a little bit. After that, he goes to one of his slower lightning attacks, so that's going to give us enough time to start running around the room and charging our focus up to unleash a full 3-focus heavy attack on him. And then he's going to yell after that, and remember when he did it last time and then held us in the air? Yeah.
What is best about my seeds is how happily he makes all who enter.
That was really not cool to do again. Make sure you heal up after it. We didn't see it in this fight, but sometimes Yellowbrow turns solid gold and seems like he can't take damage, but you can break that shell with a 3-focus heavy attack. It's another great reason to be using this build. And lastly, make sure you watch out for this move here when his health is low. If he starts glowing blue and shooting electricity, you need to hurry and get off a 3-focus heavy attack to stop him. And that, my friends, is how a monkey was able to take down Yellowbrow. Now let's go into the build a little closer and see how I was able to put out so much damage during this fight. It mainly has to do with Spellbinder, a spell that converts all of your mana into your attack power and then no longer lets you cast any kind of spells. To help increase our mana before it's converted over to attack power, we're going to equip the Gorai Taoist, because just having him equipped moderately increases your maximum mana. After you use Spellbinder though, I would switch your spirit back to something more useful now, like the red-haired Yaksha that'll increase all your heavy attack damage. You can also increase your mana by using your curios like the Thunderflame Seals. I had 3 of these in, which gave me an extra 90 points towards my mana. Once you've used the Spellbinder spell in combat, you're free to change your curios to other things that can increase your attack damage or critical hit chance, or increase your critical hit damage, but there's no reason to keep those Thunderflame Seals equipped after you use the Spellbinder ability. To further increase damage, we're going to wear the Pilgrim set, all 4 pieces. Remember how I was sprinting around the arena before I would attack? That's because when you do that with the Pilgrim set, you can increase your damage up to 10 times. For weapons, I use the Rat Sage Staff, only because it increases my critical hit chance by 7%. As far as your spell trees go, you're only going to fully upgrade Spellbinder. You don't need any other spells, and you can use all those other sparks towards your foundation tree. And for our staff stance, we're using Smash Stance. You're going to want to fully upgrade this row on the left here, and fully upgrade these ones over here to increase how much damage you do, how little stamina it costs, and how quickly you can charge an attack. In the foundation skill tree, definitely make sure you fully upgrade your maximum mana so that our Spellbinder will do more damage. Then make sure you fully increase your attack damage, your critical hit chance, and your critical hit damage. But don't forget, over in the stamina tree, we're going to put 2 points here to make sprinting around the arena cost less stamina. If you like this build and want to see it more in depth, I've got a full video over on my YouTube channel to check out. I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey.